Barcelona got 3 points. They extended their run at home, unbeaten now in 36 in all competitions. Antoine Griezmann scored for the first time, I think, in 6 league games. This is how it affects the table as they get the better of third place Getafe 2-1. They were 2-0 up, and this was a game that they obviously needed to win to put pressure on Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Clasico upcoming. What did you make of that performance?
Well, kind of typical of what we've seen from Barcelona almost all season long. They've been very good at home this season, Barcelona, so you felt that they'd get the job done eventually. And Getafe have been in decent form, and I had the feeling that they would make a little bit of a fist of this. In the end, it could and probably should have been easier for Barcelona, especially when you consider that chance that Griezmann missed in the second half, later on blazing over bars. But then, once they took the lead, fantastic finish from Antoine Griezmann off a ridiculous pass from Lionel Messi. It looked pretty plain sailing for them. I will, though, say that up until the first 20 or 25 minutes, I thought Getafe were probably the better team. Had the ball in the back of the net, ruled out for a foul, rightly so in my opinion. But I thought that, and especially with Jordi Alba on the park, and here's the thing, and my concern around Barcelona and how weak they continue to look defensively. With Jordi Alba on the park, you have both wing-backs bombing on, and there's an awful lot of acreage for Gerard Piqué and Umtiti to cover, and I am less and less convinced by their own positioning and reading of the game. But then Alba pulls up with an injury, I think it was a groin, Firpo comes on, and he stays at home a little bit more. It allows the likes of Ansu Fati and Antoine Griezmann a little bit more space on the wings to operate as they see fit, without as much bodies in attendance. And I thought that Barca looked better from then on. Then they got the goal on 33 minutes, and from there on in, I thought it was pretty routine. Got the second. Messi could have had a third before the break. Good save from the header, and then they just saw it out. I thought from there they were better, but still not as you think of Barcelona.
You mentioned Jordi Alba coming off injured, which he did. Gino Firpo coming on, obviously enjoys playing against Getafe, had a good game against them in the reverse fixture. Here he sets up the goal. It was a fine flowing move for that second goal for Sergio Roberto, just giving you an indication of what Barcelona are when they're at their best. But as you mentioned, the flaws still remain there, even though the midfield three looks at this point as if it's probably their best three, right? With Arthur and Busquets and De Jong.
And I like De Jong more and more. And the one thing that he gives that I don't think anybody else in the Barca midfield does is runs from midfield. And he's happy to go past the front three. He's happy to go past Lionel Messi when he drops in. Oftentimes, I don't think he's rewarded in terms of the passes to pick him out. But I just feel that Barca's midfield generally miss that adventure. People willing to go on and stretch defenses and make those runs from lead. Other than that, it's a Barca team, and as we've been saying all season long, that are just waiting on Lionel Messi to produce moments of magic, which he did for the first. And then they feel settled, and then you see some good football, as you mentioned, that led to the second. But too often, I just feel you don't see enough players willing to take chances or, indeed, creatively looking to really get this team going.
They'll certainly have one, if not both eyes on the Real Madrid game coming up after the game against Eibar. They have Umtiti and Lenglet on yellow card potential suspensions if they pick them up.
What are you trying to suggest here? What are you trying to suggest here,
Ross? All I'm saying is that if next week could be a bit of an issue for them if they were to pick up those yellow cards.
Yeah, without question. Listen, and you understand, but at the same time, for Barca, you've got to just play what's in front of you. And if this was a team that was playing flowing football and could chop and change and do it seamlessly, you say the sensible thing is to give these players a rest. But I still feel that this is a team that are desperately lacking identity, continue to struggle defensively. It's a task to try and get this team playing cohesive football. And you need to give them minutes to do that, and you run those risks.
Yeah, it's a big statement considering Barcelona's reputation for cohesive football, but it is an important 3 points, and they play first this weekend, of course, and now level on points temporarily with Real Madrid, at least able to put a bit of pressure on them.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.